Hello and welcome, my pumpkin baking leaves. So, this time the PreCure episodes will include a Halloween one, as it was Halloween. Yeah, so let's dive right into them.
Episode 33. Be pure and just. Amane and Halloween party. So, Nasistoru has a grudge against meals and is barely eating. Which, I mean, okay, why do you care? It's like, let the Cook Kingdom handle this problem, and also, if he refuses to eat, what can you do? That's on him, so... what? Oh no. Not only is this episode Amane centered, but it's also one like that. Where she thinks, oh no, I was evil. Stuff we already had when she became a cure. This will be an unnecessary one. And of course, she and her precious recipe of parfait, which actually never appears, they are fighting, and oh man, it's really one of those episodes. You pick the angel costume to keep your heart pure, just, and beautiful. Well, Amane, no, I should not say this. Seems like her toy's batteries are empty. Maybe you should exchange those before this happens. Now, the costumes are kinda cool. Except those of our energy fairies. They just, like, get a white piece of cloth around them. Yeah, they're supposed to be ghosts, but come on. Put a bit more effort into that. And that's not directed at the characters, but at the staff. Okay, so this time the Ubauzo is one of those things you use for herbs. I think, because normally that has blades, but this seems like flat. Tell me in the comments if you know what it is, if it's not that, but the look of it, well, actually not that bad. Also, the arms and legs look kind of dinosaur-y this time around. Are they always like this? I don't think so. Yeah, maybe you should have told that to them before a battle happens, because, like, they could have helped you solve this before it was dire. On the other hand, I think the three of them will be fine. Is it so surprising that Amane is mean? She always likes to push herself in the foreground, so... yeah... Can you tell I don't like her that much? A kids show telling you that it is okay if you cannot forgive the evil one? Now this is new, and yeah, I like Mari all the more for this. As he says, it is natural to have those feelings, because if someone did something bad to you, it's hard to forgive. And it's not like a bad thing if you don't forgive. It's just like, what can you do? You were hurt. So, kudos to the writers in this case. And yeah, that of course leads to Amane overcoming the bad dream she had. Yeah, this was because of a nightmare she had where she did evil thing to evil guy. Like, the thing is, she wanted to punch Nasistoru. Now question. What do PreCures do with the evil guys? All the time! They punchy punch! Why is it bad suddenly? This episode is not good. And then they have the Halloween party, and that's it. This episode really has no meat on it. It was a bare bones episode that just warmed up a thing we already had. It was like putting the whole plot that Amane had before into the microwave, but like instead of 5 minutes to make it really hot, it was like 1 minute and was barely warmed. It's like still kinda cold. It was boring, nothing happened, and we were going through this before, so yeah. This was not good. I like the show so far, but this episode is just so skippable. Episode 33. Stubborn Grandpa. Oden after baseball. So, Yui's family gets visited by this old guy and his grandson. And well, this guy makes Oden. And for an anime like this, that is as far as a character trait you can have. The little one doesn't seem to like Oden that much, but well, we'll see more later on that. So, he learned a secret recipe from Yui's grandmother for his Oden. And Yui wants to learn it from him, but he kinda says like, no, she has to get it herself instead of learning. But this is really not how cooking or anything works. Come on, teach her. It was her grandma's recipe after all. Also, this might lead into a new attack, which would be very interesting. So, it actually won't, so don't get your hopes up. Now, old guy asks Mari if he is a friend of Ginger's, which in and of itself is interesting as he knows Ginger. But what is even more interesting is that Takumi's mother reacts like, well, this, with this look on her face, which... what does she know? This is the way more important question, I think. Oh, and Ginger, by the way, is Mari's master, apparently, and liked to wear cat-like headgear? Okay. This is an important information, I guess. Yeah, boy here, he's called Kosuke, by the way, doesn't really like traveling around with his grandpa trying different foods. He rather stays with his friends, which... honestly, getting nice food is cool and all, but, you know, you need your friends. And worst of all, he likes baseball. That's not the bad part here. No, it's his grandpa not allowing him to really play baseball, even though he enjoys that more than food, because he wants him to become a cook, a chef, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe a D-head. That is his grandpa, so yeah, that's not okay. If the boy want to play baseball and maybe even get a pro player, then let him. Okay, personal opinion time about this. If I had some kind of company, let's say a game company maybe, then I kinda would want my children to inherit this company from me. This would be my ideal scenario. But they'd have to want to as well. And they'd have to work to earn it, of course. I just can't gift it to them. So, if they want to pursue a different path than I do, then I'd rather give my company into the hands of someone who's not related to me, but is really behind what the company stands for, instead of forcing it onto my children. And I hope you agree, because if not, I don't know, it doesn't seem right. Huh, Naruto Pom-Pom. I mean, fitting, actually. Whoa! He directly asked the question we are all wondering about. And, well, know the answer to. Which is no, but, well, Takumi really wants to. Let's be honest here. That's obvious. And Takumi even gets a little rival out of this. Even though if Yui would go on a date with him, it's like weird. I know Yui is like 13 or 14 years old, but he's like 8. That's still, at that age, a really weird age gap. And this this grandpa here comes to watch a bit. Of course, in the end, he will accept his grandson playing baseball. It's always how these shows go. It's a children's show, it's fine. It's just watching it as an adult. We have seen this. When did Mickey Mouse join the Bunduro gang? Huh. Well, the match ends in a draw, so nothing really gained for Takumi and his love for Yui. Maybe he should just cook for her. I mean, yeah, your grandpa's kind of an a-hole and, you know, but leaving the Oden instead of eating it, that's a bit much still. At most, it's wasted food. So, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, he likes his grandpa's Oden too, but like, that being the only thing to eat he always gets is just... Yeah. Then again, I could eat schnitzel every day, so... Next scene. If you wanna teach Kosuke how wonderful food is, maybe don't force it upon him, because if you force something upon someone, there's a chance they just dislike it due to that, even though otherwise they would like it. So, a man your age maybe should know that already. Oh yeah, this is still a battle show. So, this is this week's Ubauzo, which, I don't know what the thing it's made out of is, and it looks like, yeah, it's a box with legs. Nothing spectacular going on here. Ah, so it's like a case where you put the different Oden ingredients into, which, yeah, that makes sense. Also, come to think of it, isn't that kind of like the ultimate enemy? Because, like, Okurus have shapes as one of their things. Like, Yui has the triangle and Fuwa the circle and stuff. So, that basically is Oden, right? Yeah, triangle, circle, and lines. That totally is the typical Oden. Huh. I don't think the showrunners noticed that even. Weird. And well, both of them say sorry to each other and it's settled. And he also teaches you the recipe. So, problem solved and episode over. Which was, well, kind of a fillery episode, but it was fine. It was the usual stuff. Nothing big happened, but I mean, it's a 52 episode show, maybe 48, something around that, around 50 episodes, so not every episode can be a big episode, right? Episode 35, Farewell to Kokone, Feelings to Share Now. Yeah, well, it's one of those episodes. One of the characters has to move, but in the end they of course won't. We have seen this in previous seasons, but that's okay. It is a kids show after all. As long as they don't warm up the plot of a previous episode of the current season, that is fine with me. Even though a bit boring, because you just know how it will end. I do like this bit though, because as far as I can remember, no character that had to go through this plot did ever say they're worried about leaving the PreCure. It was always about my friends, I have to stay with my friends. Not like, what about my duty, my self-proclaimed duty, of course, as a PreCure. This is a bit refreshing. So, yeah, I might be mistaken, maybe there was someone in the past, but I'm pretty sure it was never about the PreCure business. And well, when it comes to your friends, I mean, Zoom calls exist. And while Mari says that it's okay, she shouldn't think about being a PreCure, not being bound by that. It's kind of bad if they don't have enough power to defeat their enemies, so... it's not as easy as what I'm trying to say here. And Pum Pum's idea... yeah... no. So... Ginger was going to our world to find the recipe bon. But he did not immediately return after finding it, but stayed for a while. I have a feeling that he might not have brought the real recipe bon back, but a copy that later did not get stolen, but just fizzled away because it was just a copy. Just a hunch here. I don't like that whole plot about her parents being hired to create a signature dish for that island from the previous episodes where the princess came from. That looks like Yui, because, like, first off, they are not from that country, so they should create the signature dish. Technically, of course, they can, using the stuff you find on the island, but like a signature dish of a certain country, like pasta from Italy. That is not something you just create and declare as the signature dish. It's something that has to be established for like hundreds of years as the one dish that country is known for and stuff. It's a weird plot. You know, this is kind of a beautiful thing to see here. But what's crazy about it, places like this actually do exist. I never saw one in person, but there are pictures. Look it up if you want. It's really cool. Now, remember what old guy said about Ginger wearing a cat-like headdress? Well, doesn't that Bundro Gang's leader kinda look a bit feline? No cat ears or anything, sure, but like, that face looks like a cat's face. I would say. Maybe it's just me seeing that though. Tell me in the comments what you think about that. This is really refreshing and what I like about Kokone's family here. Because she hasn't told them yet that she doesn't wanna move. But they kinda get the gist anyway with how, well, she looks and stuff. And they don't complain or anything, they just accept it and try to find a solution for that. And normally in these shows, the parents are like, not okay with their children having their own social life, basically. This is cool. More of that, please. We need this positivity in families. And I think this part is very true as well. If you treat your children like actual human beings and be nice to them, they will open up to you and tell you about their problems and all the things you should wanna know as a parent. So, yeah. This is for the whole family, basically. Everyone has to learn something from this. And that's nice. Yeah, the legs and arms don't look that dinosaur-y as last time. Like, okay, it's not just me seeing that. Also, if you want to do a monster made out of measuring spoons, this is actually pretty great. Like, it uses 2 of them as weapons. All that stuff. I like this design. I mean, of course, it looks a bit goofy, but you're turning measuring spoons into a monster. How can this not look totally goofy, right? Of course, they have to fight without Kokone because she's busy. And, well, if they in the future would have to fight without her, they shouldn't complain about that. But, yeah. While this is kinda cool, it also leads to something not that cool. And it is this. Kokone's full transformation scene. Now, Kokone getting the full transformation scene is okay. It's her episode. It's an important episode for her character. But the other ones had their full transformation scene as well. In an episode that is story heavy for personal growth of a character, don't waste like 1/3 of the episode for transformation and attack scenes. Which is something PreCure does way too often. I love PreCure, but they really fill out the episode with those scenes, and that's just kind of bad. It's like you have a 24-minute episode, but subtracting the opening, ending, and attacking and transformation scenes from them, it's more like a 15, maybe 12-minute episode, which like, oh, come on. That's a bit much. And especially this episode, they should have just done the full thing for Kokone and the others should just get the short one. Also, those 3 are caught in a stack of balls. I don't know what kind of balls. They're weird. But, well, they complain about the hole they were able to make with their attacks not being big enough for them to fit through. But we can see that they fit in there with 3 people. So if they would go one after the other, this should work. And I don't know if this sounds nitpicky, but this is just dumb. And this is just what I was talking about earlier. They try to find a solution for the problem, so that her daughter can just stay with her friends in the school she's used to. And it's just neat. Shows like these should show more of this, especially with the rich families, because rich parents are always evil, bad parents, of course, because all rich people are the same, right? That's annoying. And well, their hearts resonate, shown in their, well, hearts on the outfits, shining brightly. It doesn't lead to a new attack, but it kinda really tells you that they have grown stronger in this instance. They evolved. It's not showing it, like, visibly, but you can tell something happened here. And this is the solution they arrived at. Sure, it's a compromise with only one of her parents being there and the other one being away, but, like, it's not ideal, of course, but with how the situation is going, this is fine, right? That's one way you can go about that. With the alternative just being the bad thing. Like her moving, which she doesn't want. So, because of all of this, this episode was a really good one. Sure, I questioned the plot about creating that signature food, but that's not that important. The important thing in this episode was Kokone telling her feelings to her parents, and they depicted that in a very fine way. This was a great one.
So, what did you think about these episodes? Tell me in the comments below. Also, don't forget to put the like and subscribe button, as well as that little bell, into your Oden pot to make them nice and tasty. Also, check out the links in the description below to my Twitter and Instagram, where I post stuff, keep you updated on all the good things. I also have a link to my Twitch there, where I live stream every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I hope to see you over there as well, and until next time, bye-bye!